Hello, my name is Callie, and we are going to walk you through the application process of the supplemental security income. The part that we show is the disability, but it is the same for if you are not applying for disability, and it's just the Social Security aspect.
Hello, my name is Cameron and I will be assisting Callie. First, we have the checklist for online adult disability application. You will need to gather up the information that is listed on this checklist. This checklist as well prepares you for what may be asked throughout the application. First, you will need to create a My Social Security account to move forward in this application. You also need the date and place of your own birth. You need marriage and divorce information, names and dates of birth of children who became disabled prior to age 22, are under age 18 and are unmarried, and are aged 18 and 19 and still attending secondary school full-time.
Next, you will need to have any U.S. military service information, any and all of your employer information from the current year and 2 years prior. You would need to have a direct deposit information. You would need to have the bank number, the routing number, and the account type. You would need to have an alternate contact that knows all about your medical condition and can help you with your claim. And then you will need to have all of your medical information and job history information. And finally, you would need to have your education and training. These are just the items that you need to gather before filling out the application.
Next, we have the qualifications and requirements. So the age is 61 years old plus 9 months. You can be blind, you can be disabled, you can have limited income, you can have limited resources, you have to be a U.S. citizen or national, you have to be a resident of one of the 50 states, District of Columbia, or the Northern Marina Islands. You cannot be absent from the country for a full calendar month or for 30 consecutive days or more. You cannot be confined to an institution such as a hospital or prison at the government's expense. You can apply for any other cash benefits or payments for which he or she may be eligible for example, pensions or Social Security benefits. And you give SSI permission to contact any financial institution and request any financial records about you. And obviously, you must fill out an application.
So whenever you are ready to apply for your SSI benefits, you would need to click on Apply for Disability.
Next, you would reach the Benefits Application Terms of Service page. This is just a page for you to read over and agree with and be aware of what it is stating. You also need to go over the Privacy Act statement down at the bottom in blue. It just gives you a rundown of what the Privacy Act statement is. And once you are finished reviewing all of this, you will click the square box down at the bottom that says, I understand and agree to the above statements, and then you would hit next.
Whenever you're ready, you would click on Start New Application, or you could return to a saved application, and you need to ensure that you have at least 30 minutes in order to fill out the information.
Next, you would reach this page, who is completing this application. If you are applying for yourself, you will click the first circle. And then if you are helping someone who is not with you and therefore cannot sign the application at this time, you would click the second circle, and then you would hit next.
This page is showing where you would click, I am applying for myself or I'm helping someone else. And then you would answer yes or no to the My Social Security account. And you should go on ahead and have a Social Security account created by this time. So you would just click yes. And then you would have to say whether or not you have an address within the United States or a US territory.
Next, you would reach the information about applicants. You would need to fill out your first, middle, and last name and suffix if you do have one. You would need to list your Social Security number. You would need to list your date of birth by month, day, and year. You would need to answer the gender question. And there are two questions at the bottom that state, are you blind or do you have low vision, even with glasses or contacts? And during the last 14 months, have you been unable to work because of illnesses, injuries, or conditions that have lasted or are expected to last at least 12 months or can be expected to result in death? And then you would click next.
After answering those questions, you might, depending on your answers to the questions, have to answer some more questions in regards to your injury or disability. And then you would need to say whether or not you've been denied for Social Security benefits within the last 60 days. And you would need to answer the question if you've been diagnosed with a specific condition that it is expected to end in death.
You would come up to the contact information for the applicant. You would list a street address, your city and town, state and territory, and zip code. You would answer if you live at this residence at the time. You would need to list a 10-digit phone number and the phone type. For example, there's mobile, home, and work phone types. And then there are a few times that are listed that are best to call you. You would need to answer which one benefits you and which one is perfect for you in order for them to call you and reach you at that time.
Next, you will need to have an email address for this part. You would, and if you don't have an email address, you can just go to Yahoo or Google or something and fill one out. It usually takes less than 5 minutes, and you just have to have a cell phone number to verify your information or your email address. And then you would need to choose how you would want to communicate, if you can communicate in English or if you have a different language that you prefer.
We then reached the "We're sorry" page because we did not list our Social Security number for you guys because that is identifying information. We as well did not have a Social Security or my Social Security account. As stated before, you do need to have one of these prior to filling out the application in order to move forward. If you do reach this page due to something else, you can feel free to call the two toll-free numbers that they've given you. One is if you are deaf or hard of hearing. They also listed their availability Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And then you come to this page, or we show you this page. It has all of the tabs that you will go through, and you'll just go through and fill out the information like we've talked about on the previous slides. And then you would need to review and sign at the end before you submit it, and just make sure that everything is accurate to the best of your abilities.
On this last page just states again, if you have any questions or concerns regarding the application or the process of the application, contact the two numbers that are listed below. There's also listed again their availability Monday through Friday, as well as the website that you can go to for references at ssa.gov. Thank you.